All right. Episode 2 of a guest on Zach's Almanac. We have Ohio's Tate joining us tonight. Tate, welcome in.
What's up, brother? Friday night recording. Make sure we get that out there. Friday night, what is it? It's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, halftime of the Spurs and Knicks finals.
Right.
Tate was kind enough to give me some of his time. I appreciate you from joining me.
For
Um,
sure.
Before we get into it, I kind of want to know a little bit before the Barstool thing came about, like growing up. Have you always just had like a love and passion for content, journalism, or did it just like come out of nowhere?
No, I mean, growing up, my favorite class, my favorite thing to do without question was newspaper. Um, my 10th grade honors English teacher took me down to the newspaper room after we did like a creative writing project. And they're like, hey, I know newspaper's not till junior year, but you got to put this guy in there. So that was like my first taste of it. And I always knew I wanted to do something with writing. My most influential teacher was that 10th grade English teacher. He was also my basketball coach. Um, so really going to Ohio State, my options were either journalism or English education. And whether it was the right reason or the wrong reason, I probably wanted to do journalism more, but it was right at the time where like newspapers were just dying. Like
It was
everyone was like,
what?
"Oh, don't go into newspaper, don't go into journalism. If you don't write for like ESPN, the magazine, or Sports Illustrated, you're gonna be making no money, and it's gonna be a job where you get laid off eventually." So I went with the safer job of teaching and coaching, and that's just the decision I made.
Um, it says that you were coaching women's basketball, and I also read something along the lines of you only lost one time at home.
Oh, zero. Get your
Zero.
back straight. We went 52-0 at home.
So 52 and 0 at home, and so that means you only lost once total.
No, so I was a coach, I think, for 8 seasons.
Women's, right?
Yeah, women's basketball, 8 seasons. Um, First 2 years was at a really, really small school. We were pretty good enough to get a job down in Columbus. Um, Then I went to Division 1, which was the highest level. And we were pretty good again. I think we went like 21-3 or something. And then ultimately I got the job that I wanted, which was at a school called Granville High School. Really, really nice community. Uh, Girls programs are incredible. No lack of resources whatsoever. And I coached there for 4 years. And yeah, we were really good all 4 years. I think we won the league all 4 years. We won the district all 4 years. Never made it to the state Final Four though, which kind of is tough. But yeah, we went 52-0 at home, so we're good. We're a good basketball team.
What was kind of your message to like young people as a teacher? And you could kind of see it with the way you carry yourself inside a
Yeah.
Barstool. You still got that kind of teacher like mindset when you're even around Mincy, kind of telling them what
Yeah.
to do to direct them. But like, what kind of message did you give like students career wise? Like, were you more lenient or?
No, I was not. I was not lenient as a coach. Teacher and coach, though, I think is the same thing. It's you got to meet the kids where they're at. So, I've always believed that you can make, a B plus feel like the greatest thing in the entire world to certain students. You can make a B plus feel like the worst thing to ever happen in someone's entire life to certain students. So you got to meet them where they're at and you got to teach them or coach them hard. And everyone ticks differently. Like me personally, I would rather have a leader that yells at me and tells me when I suck. But also, some people shut down and they cannot do that whatsoever. So you got to figure out the best way to teach someone, the best way to coach someone. I prefer to be straight up and honest with them, but also some kids don't relate to that. So you find them where they're at, you find what motivates them. Some people like positive rewards, like, oh, you get the gold star in class or you get the MVP. Some people like negative peer pressure, where it's like, hey, the, we're going to run or we're going to whatever that may be in class. You might get a bad grade. So you find people where they're at, you figure out what motivates them, and then you try and get the very best out of them. And that's what I did as a teacher. That's what I did as a coach. But also, The one thing that's consistent through everything, Barstool teaching, coaching, whatever, you have to have an A+ effort. You have to. You have to give 110%. It puts you in the best position to succeed. And if don't tell me what your goals are if you're not willing to give 100% effort. So that's just how I operate in basically every aspect of my jobs.
I love that. Um, so obviously you do Barstool Idol too. Dave offers you a job and you ultimately wanted to stay part-time doing blogging and teaching. Were you kind of more worried about joining Barstool because of the security purposes, or you just still had the love for the teaching, or was it a mixture of both?
It was such an interesting time in my life. Um, I don't know if I've ever really shared too much about it. I've always said like I really want to keep coaching basketball. I really want to teach. The fact of the matter is this: I think Barstool Idol was for a 6 month contract, and it was to move to New York City, and it wasn't like it shouldn't have been, but it wasn't the most high paying Barstool job in the world. And so it's like, okay, there's no better company to work at than Barstool, but also if it doesn't work out, I just gave up my entire teaching career. And honestly, what the big decision was at the time, my basketball team was really good. Um, and we had just finished our first year with the program, and we brought back every single player. Our JV won at 22-0. Our varsity brought back all five starters. We were going to be so good, and I would have been devastated to go work somewhere else and watch someone else coach this basketball team. So that definitely factored into my decision making. And I honestly think I got the best of both worlds where I could teach, where I could coach, and I could be a blogger part time. So I wouldn't do it any differently, but it just wasn't the right time for me to bet on myself and go all in. It was kind of like tiptoe around, try and work here, try and work here. But a lot of it came down to I thought my basketball team was really good.
Yeah, I mean, everything works out and everything happens for a reason. Because now you're in a position where you're running Barstool After Dark, you're doing mostly hoops,
Mhm.
and then you got a situation now where you're following people around like a fly on the wall and
Yeah.
doing a great job documenting like what people are like with the camera on them and they don't know. You're also integrating uploading while captioning all of these things at once, and you're one person, which is impressive.
Thank you.
So out of all those things, like what do you find most fun to do and most interesting?
I would say my favorite thing to do that I've of all the Barstool stuff is definitely the documenting. Um, because I've always had here's why, honestly. My favorite thing out of Barstool After Dark, mostly hoops, any show, whatever, was blogging. I love blogging. I love writing. But also for my first year here, I was writing like, I don't know, 50, 60, 70, 80 blogs a month and no one cared. It was like you could do five in a day, and it's like, okay, then you do five the next day, and you do five. You could come into the office and leave. So if it was up to me, I would just write all day and write funny blogs, and I would enjoy that. But that doesn't get you, positive praise. That doesn't get you a raise. That doesn't get you a new contract. So I shifted and I started trying to be creative elsewhere. And I've found that this documenting thing allows me to use my words, use my ability to be concise, and kind of see what happens and almost like blog from my phone in short form. So that's my favorite. It also gives me the opportunity to have like I got to go to the Final Four and have like dinner at a steakhouse with like Dave, Dan, Rico. Like that was crazy. Went to the Final Four in football, went to the Final Four in softball with Jay Will. Like it gives me the most opportunities, but I also realize that the thing that probably brings in the money is Barstool After Dark. So I like doing it. I like coming up with ideas. It's no secret that it gets long at times. Like, dude, no
Yeah,
one wants to stay overnight for 12 hours and then just get berated by the chat. So I do like doing it, but I like the documenting the most.
I feel like it's never going to be 100% satisfaction rating from that chat, regardless of you guys could cure cancer and they would still say,
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
yeah,
But it's also part of the reson why it does well is our viewers are feel like they're a part of the show and can some people just want to let some steam off and be mean and but fine, do it. Tune in and say what you want to say.
chat run stream.
Yes, they do.
Um, Obviously your ties to Ohio State run deep.
Mhm.
Your family's from Cleveland.
Mhm.
Is there a certain Ohio State player all time that like you like relate to or is your favorite?
Yeah, I mean, well, relate to makes me think of white basketball players, which we've had great ones. Aaron Kraft was my guy. John Diebler was my guy. So those are my basketball players for sure. But football wise, I mean, it's just been different eras. Like my first growing up, like as a kid, my first like experience with Ohio State football was our 2002 national championship team. Like Jim Tressel, I love Urban Meyer. He's my favorite person on earth. Jim Tressel was a god in my house growing up. My mom loves Jim Tressel. So he was my favorite coach. Maurice Claret was the star running back on the team. But then it goes into like my teenage years. Ted Ginn was my favorite player by far. And then it goes into when I was in college, Ezekiel Elliott. It's like tough to have your favorite player be the same age as you, but
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott changed Ohio State. Like that era with Urban Meyer and Zeke Elliott going 85 yards through the heart of the South against Alabama was like the most influential play in Ohio State football history, in my opinion. Um, and then now, I mean, Jeremiah Smith's going to go down as probably the best receiver of all time. So I know that's a bunch of different people, but I look at it as like the Jim Tressel era, the Urban Meyer era, and then the Ryan Day era.
Yeah, that's valid too. Obviously you guys beat Michigan last year, was pretty huge for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Bragging rights to boss man and other reasons like satisfaction for yourself. If you could do like one dream collab, whether that be After Dark or a podcast, who would you do a collab with?
I gotta meet. I got Ohio State football is my life. I gotta meet. I've never met Urban, and like he works for Big Noon Kickoff. He works for
A
Fox. Like,
Fox, yeah.
dude, I gotta meet Urban Meyer. Like, he would never do a Barstool After Dark. He would, but like, I just gotta meet Urban Meyer. That's my favorite guy on the planet. He was there my freshman year. I go to Ohio State. We were supposed to be really good. Terrell Pryor's our quarterback. Jim Tressel. We just won, I think, the Sugar Bowl. Then the tattoo scandal comes out, and my whole freshman year is ruined. We go 6-7. It's a disgrace. Urban comes in. I tailgate camp out for his announcement. He announces that he's the head coach at a basketball game. It's great. So Urban Meyer's my favorite person on earth. So if I could collab with anything, it'd be him or Ryan Day.
That's how I feel about like Marcus Freeman, if I were to pick someone.
Day's your
But like,
guy,
yeah,
head
I
coach.
mean,
Well, Marcus Freeman's a Buckeye. Let's not forget that. Like if we want Marcus Freeman, we count to two, and Marcus Freeman comes to Columbus. Just so you,
I texted you after the Michigan game in 2024, and I was like, please don't steal our coach.
if we want him, he's ours. That's all I'll say about
That's what
that.
you
If we want him,
responded
he's ours.
with.
I did. Well, that's because it's just a fact.
Um, yeah, dude. I think that like even going back to like when you got put on trial in New York, like
Crazy.
it's crazy that like you come into the company, you work really hard, and then like you said, like the blogging does nothing, but you go out and you do these crazy things with Mincy, whether that be Mincy, Jay Will, you're traveling, Danny Boy Kane, like
Oh, yeah,
what brings the viewers to the Barstool scene? Whatever you have to do to, grow, and you're willing to do it. So kudos to you on that. And I've had nothing but good things to say about you to my parents.
I appreciate that.
Even my girlfriend, I tell her all the time, like this dude's a grinder. Like I,
Oh, that fires me up. Yeah, I like the job. I like it does whatever it takes. Early it was like make a commotion and try and get like known and get my followers up and did that. And then for the past year, it was just Barstool After Dark, Barstool After Dark, Barstool After Dark. And I think that's become pretty successful. And now see what else I can do. So I just like the content game. It's fun.
so when Barstool After Dark came about, did Big Cat step in to ask you, or did you just step up and say, "Hey, I'd love to take it over"?
No, I did not. That was not my call. I'm thankful it happened. Basically, it all happened in like 24 hours. Lucas, I'd worked with Lucas on like a couple first pitches. I was doing a first pitch series. And so I think he like saw how I operated and I was pretty organized and had a bunch of ideas or whatever. And then I think he caught wind that like Jerry was maybe gonna work on something else. And he like mentioned it. He's like, if there was an opening, would you do it? And I'm like, yeah, are you fucking like, yeah, dude. And
Yeah.
then so that's like I had just caught wind of it, and Big Cat called me into his office and he was like, he explained what was happening, and he was just like, I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't like, but you work hard. And the whole point of the show is like try something until you can't quit. Like you got to finish it. So would you be interested in seeing what happens? And I was like, yeah, I'll try it. So Big Cat kind of asked me after, I think him and Lucas probably talked. And then it was just supposed to be like a trial period. And we just keep doing it. So it's been, I don't know, a year and a half now, and we've done like 60 some episodes. So it's fun.
I love it. Before I let you go, when are you gonna release your Are you doing the challenge this
I
year? Or
don't know,
the
man. I
Heisman?
don't know. It's up to, I don't know, man. We went 12 and 0. I said I was going to do it. We were going to go 12 and 0. We won. That should what?
I was gonna say if Heisman doesn't end up letting you do it,
Yeah.
I will let you make me one for Notre Dame.
Oh, I don't hate that at all. For Ohio State or for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
All right,
Schedule's pretty weak, so
I
if
love making the challenges. I
so
love
if
coming up
you
with.
if you make the challenge, I will agree to do it.
All right, let me look at you guys' schedule. I love making the challenges. The problem is this, like I'm getting married next year. It's like I gotta at some point I gotta stop being like, all right, I'll get a tattoo on my face. Thank God we never lost.
Oh
This year too.
man.
And this year we go to USC, we go to Indiana, we go to Texas, we host Michigan, and we host Oregon. Like those are, and we go like we just play like Nebraska. Like even our easy games are like Nebraska and Illinois. So yeah, I don't know. I want to do it, but also I'm afraid that like if I water it down to like stuff that doesn't like kill me, that people are gonna be like, oh, this is lame. So I got to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you joining me tonight, man. And always in the chat. I love
Oh
the streams. I love the squad. Shout out to Lucas, Rick, Ryan,
yeah, the boys.
Colton, all the guys who produce After Dark. And I'm wishing you nothing but the best. And I'm sure something will come about soon where I get a phone call to come help the boys out and miss some
Always
free
do.
throws.
Always do. All right, bro.
Um,
Thanks for having me, man. I enjoyed it, man. Keep grinding.
yes, sir. Thank you, Tate.
Later.